Forward. So, settling in, lying down or sitting up, whatever feels right for you in this moment. As we come to our practice, aware of the support beneath us and the space surrounding us. Bringing awareness to the breath and the rhythm of the breath in your body. And settling into that rhythm. And using the exhales to soften. To let go or start to let go of some of the tension in the body. To let go, to start to settle the thoughts. And try and bring the awareness to this moment on your mat, in this body, with this breath. One breath at a time. And something brought you to your practice this morning. Some need, some intention or other. And thinking about this and setting an intention for your practice. Shortening that to a word or a phrase and placing it in an I am statement. Repeating it softly to yourself a few times as if it were true and already happening. And gently drawing the awareness back to watching your breath. One breath flowing into the next. The practice of yoga. The practice of letting go of what doesn't suit you. The thoughts, the tensions. By becoming aware of the breath and following it from the tip of the nose through the inhale, leading to the exhale out through the tip of your nose. And maybe you're breathing, and then there are thoughts, and then you're breathing, and then there are images and thoughts, and an image and a breath. And another breath. And another breath. And then there's a thought, and then there's a breath. And as we become aware of the breath, the thoughts start to settle. The images float by. We come back to this moment without attaching to the feelings, to the thoughts, to the images. Just for now, creating a sense of peace in the mind, the body, and the spirit, so that when we have the thoughts, You can check in with the wise heart and move forward with that knowledge in balance, responding and not reacting. Breathing in, breathing out. Recognizing the thinking, honoring it, letting it float away, and coming back to the breathing and the sensations in the body, the sensations of the rhythm of the breath. Feeling, breathing, and knowing. It's all right there within us. Our yoga practice. Using the breath to move through the body, one breath at a time. And so with your next inhale, the arms extend, finding a comfortable place overhead or out to the side, aware of a new opening of a space that the breath can fill, letting go of all efforting, softening into the support beneath you and allowing the breath to fill the front and back of the heart space. And with your next exhale, allowing the arms to float back to either side of the hips or bending at the elbows and resting the palms of the hands on the upper chest. And maybe there's a way you practice every time. There's a habit of the mind body. And maybe you'll switch it up today. As you breathe in, maybe today you'll reach out to the side if you have the space. Maybe you'll reach overhead if it's your practice to reach out over to the sides. And moving with your breath in and out of this simple movement guided by the breath. The practice of allowing the breath to guide you, to let go of the efforting, to follow the breath linked to the movement. And the next time you exhale, allow the arms to settle to either side of the hips. Inhale there and exhale, draw one knee and then the other in for a hug. Find stillness first, soften through the shoulders, and then release any efforting. And then find some movement and become aware of what you find in that movement. Maybe one side feels a little different than the other in the hip and the lower back and the shoulders. Can you soften the jaw? Allow the breath to guide you. And then find stillness and allow the feet to float back down to the earth and walk them the width of the mat. And with your exhale, both knees float over to one side. With your inhale, they float up towards the ceiling. And with your exhale, they float to the other side. Allowing the shoulders to rest on the earth. Allowing the hips to move with the breath. Gravity drawing the legs to the earth. Your core body working to stabilize. So much is happening we don't have to control, but we just become aware of it so that we can let go of any control or effort. And the next time you inhale up to center, we come to stillness and allow the knees to fall together. Adjust so that you're not hugging the knees together, they're just resting. And then you can follow the breath again as the body releases into that support. Finding the breath filling the back body. Expanding all the way down to below the last rib. Aware of the echo of the breath throughout the body, the entire body. Receiving the breath. And then walking the feet back to hips distance. Maybe stepping the heels of the feet a little closer to the sitting bones. Maybe staying right where you are. Always taking a moment to scan the body. How does this feel? How can I make it more easeful? Tucking one shoulder blade and then the other maybe a little closer to the center of the back and sliding them away from the ears. Back of the head resting on the earth, tucking the chin to the notch in the collarbone, setting yourself up for success. Developing the foundation, securing your roots. From there, we inhale and lift the hips and exhale and settle them back down to the earth. Inhaling, front body lengthens and opens. Exhaling, back body maybe starts rolling to the earth. Depends on how much lift there is to the hips. So you're just meeting your body wherever it is right now. Letting the breath guide you, rolling in and out of your bridges or not. Maybe simple pelvic tilts, which aren't so simple at all. Breath, moving the body with awareness, with intention, with the intention of restoring the body, with the breath of allowing the muscles to regain their length, to let go of their gripping. So we move physically easier through our lives. And then settling the hips back down to the earth. Exhaling the right knee in for a hug. Maybe interlacing the fingers and back of the thigh. Maybe the shin is accessible for you, aware of the shoulders. Maybe rolling the ankle, and reversing that circle. And then softening there. As you exhale, maybe the thigh hugs a little closer without forcing. With your inhale, your back's away. Exhaling, belly gathers, there's space maybe. Inhaling, the belly softens, the thigh moves away. Allowing for the breath to move easily, guiding this movement. And then finding stillness there, releasing the bind. And as you inhale, that leg extends, the heel reaches to the ceiling with a flexed foot. And you're aware of any tugging or gripping, and you're softening to meet your body. With your exhale, the knee draws to the chest. With your inhale, it extends. 2 more rounds like this. Moving slowly, mindfully. And the next time you inhale, find stillness there, flex and point. Find stillness, fan the toes out, curl them in. And then keeping the foot flexed, cross the ankle over the thigh, allowing that right knee to soften away from you and then settle into the pose. What does that mean for you? Using the breath to scan, to notice, and then adjusting to meet your body. Finding the breath. With your exhale, the belly gathers to root you to the earth. And with your inhale, extend that leg straight up. And exhale, float it straight on the earth in front of you, bending the knee or not. Nice. Let the left leg slide out to meet it. Take a couple of rounds of breath here, just noticing. Bringing awareness to the difference between the way the right side rests on the earth and the way the left side rests. Knowing that there's no right or wrong. Not attaching or judging. With your exhale, both feet float to the floor with bent knees up to the ceiling. And with your next exhale, the left knee comes in for a hug. And maybe this side's a little different, but you're interlacing your fingers or somewhere in back of the thigh or over the shin. You're softening through the shoulders and exhaling tailbone to earth or sacrum to rest on the earth. Inhaling, allowing that knee to back away from you, and exhaling, maybe drawing the thigh to rest on the belly. Inhaling, the belly softens, the leg moves away. Exhaling, belly gathers. Moving with your breath. Aware of the echo of the movement in the body. Where else do you feel this, or where do you feel this? You feel the lengthening of the muscles in the back body. The contraction of the muscles in the front body, and then the release. Are you aware of any gripping or tension? With your next exhale, find stillness, releasing the bind, and inhale, we extend and reach that sole of the foot up to the ceiling. Pausing when you feel a tug, not efforting into the back of the knee, and point and flex. Make some circles, move through the ankle, and then fan the toes out and curl them in. And find stillness there. With your exhale, do we move in and out of this? The knee draws in. With your inhale, it extends. Yes. 2 more rounds like this. Rooting the sacrum to the earth, just moving the leg and the hip socket, and then finding stillness in the extension and crossing that ankle over the thigh. Finding the foundation and then settling into the pose. Breathing into the left side body. Your practice, your body. How do you express this pose in its fullest? With your exhale, the belly gathers. With your inhale, that leg reaches one more time to the ceiling, and then it floats towards the earth, bent knee or straight leg to come to rest, and then letting the right leg slide out to meet it. Breath in, breath out, land on the earth, Inhale, the right arm extends alongside your ear and the shoulders shift over to the left. And both legs start to walk over to the left and you stop to allow the breath to fill that space you've created. Aware of the ribs expanding so the lungs can fill completely. Just aware. With your inhale coming back to center, floating that right arm down. And the left arm extends and you find a comfortable place to rest it so that you can shift the shoulders over to the right and both legs walk over to the right with the hips and shoulders resting on the earth. And there's an opening in the left side body, a lengthening. And the breath fills that space. And we welcome the breath. The breath that restores us. And with our inhale, we walk the shoulders back and the legs back, and that arm floats down. And with your next exhale, one knee and then the other floats over the hips, and we draw them in for a hug. And maybe we rock from side to side. Now we find stillness as if you were sitting in an invisible chair with the knees over the hips, the feet flexed, the shoulders soft, the breath smooth, legs are active, core is active to stabilize you. And with your exhale, the right foot taps down. With your inhale, it floats up. How does your back feel? Maybe the left foot's coming to the floor as you move in and out of the right side. Tapping down and coming back. Firing up the core, aware of the pit of the belly, hugging to the earth without compromising the lower back, that natural curve, without compromising the depth of the breath. And then finding stillness there and moving to the left side. Maybe the right foot comes to the floor. How does this feel? What do you notice? Is this side a little different than the other? Is the breath still moving freely? Have you brought in some efforting or tension? Can you let it go? Nice. And then coming to stillness there and allowing those knees to come together, and one floats over to the right and then the other comes to meet it. And you breathe into this gentle twist. You need to move something around so it becomes gentle and peaceful. Can you find peace in a twisted body? With your exhale, the belly gathers. With your inhale, the knees float up again and then over to the left side. Settling into a twist. Meeting your body wherever it is today. Aware of the breath that's guiding you. Can you find peace in a twisted body? Exhaling there and inhaling the knees up to center, maybe bringing them in for a hug. And then floating them back down to the earth and rolling over onto one side or the other. Using your arm as a pillow, that feels right for you. Noticing, does an extended arm or a bent elbow feel better? There are always options. You get to make choices. Aware of the breath, allowing it to move a little deeper. Allowing it to guide you into a more peaceful pose. With your next exhale, the belly gathers in and up. You bring the palms of the hands to the earth to press yourself up into and over onto all fours. Taking the time to pad the knees. And then finding that foundation again. There are the habits of the body and the mind. And then there's awareness. And with awareness, we come into the pose, setting ourselves up for success, for ease in the pose. Once we find tabletop, we can allow the breath to guide us into our cat and cow, moving slowly and mindfully from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. Maybe just seeing it in your mind's eye, or maybe you're actually moving from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head without bringing any tension or effort into that cat and cow. Adjusting to meet your body, aware of that heart opening with the inhale and the back bend, and the opening of the back body as it extends towards the ceiling. Allowing for the heart to reach between the arms, to maybe lift the gaze a little without compressing the lower back. To exhale and allow the spine to lift towards the ceiling without compressing belly to heart. Finding that balance with the breath to move easily into the body. And then finding stillness with your next inhale, allowing the palms to root to the earth, the shoulders to slide away from the ears. To inhale and extend the sternum away from the belly. And to exhale into a neutral spine, maybe walking the knees the width of the mat, allowing the toes to touch, and then extending hips to heels. Pausing there to inhale and keep the length of the front body, and to exhale and float down to the earth. Allowing the third eye to meet something. Feel safe and supported. To give that message to the mind so the body can find the peace. Bringing awareness to the breath. Bringing awareness to whatever might be keeping it from flowing freely. With your next exhale, the pit of the belly gently gathers and you inhale back up onto all fours. Letting the left hand walk underneath the heart or towards the center, underneath your gaze. As you connect to the earth through the pads of the fingers and the joints at the base of the fingers, the arm is active without locking the elbow. The shoulder blade is still down the back, and all the muscles around that shoulder, secure you. And with your inhale, you're able to extend that right arm straight out to the side, parallel to the earth with the palm facing down. Gazing to the earth to start, finding that long spine, finding the breath, rooting into that left hand, and maybe inhaling the fingertips towards the ceiling as you rotate the heart open, so that it's not the arm moving in the shoulder that's drawing you around, but the thoracic body twisting, opening gently to the right. Find the breath. Gazing to the earth, or maybe gazing to find your thumb. Exhaling, floating that right arm down, and inhaling, knees over hips. Hips over knees, shoulders over hips. Coming to stand up so we can roll through those shoulders. Big circles. So maybe sitting on your heels, whatever feels right for you, rolling through those shoulders, let that go. Inhaling, shoulders slide up to the ears. Exhaling, they soften down. Inhaling and exhaling, and then taking a shoulder loop and sliding them down the back. And gazing over the right shoulder, inhale there. Exhale, soften. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling over to the left. Inhaling there. Exhaling, softening. And inhaling back to center. Exhaling, belly gathers, and we fold forward again into that tabletop so we can gentle twist to the other side. Keeping the word gentle or peaceful there to guide your breath, and the breath to guide the body. As we walk the right hand underneath the heart center, we find that foundation. We soften any tension or gripping, and inhale the left arm straight out to the side, parallel to the earth. No efforting. Maybe this is where we're staying, safe and supported. Maybe we're able to inhale, open up the heart to twist through the thoracic body. The arm just comes along for the ride in the shoulder socket. Maybe we're gazing to that right hand, keeping length, softening through the back body. Maybe gazing to find that left thumb. One more big inhale, and exhaling, softening down. Inhaling up over the knees again, or sitting on the heels. Rolling through those shoulders, softening them down the back. Interlacing the fingers to the webbing or making gentle fists and rolling through those wrists. What do you find? What do you notice? Can you soften? Reverse the circles if you're circling. And then inhale, reach the palms, the heel of the hand forward. Soften through the shoulders. The core is active to keep a supported spine. Exhaling, fingertips point to the earth. Inhaling, reaching into the heel of the hand. Exhaling, fingertips to the earth. The arms are soft. We're just moving at the wrist. Trying to isolate. And then shake it out, let it go. curl the fingers in and fling out. So cat claws and extension. Nice. Shake it out. Let it go. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale, left arm under right. Give yourself a gentle hug. And then allow the breath to move into that space between the shoulder blades. Aware of the entire back body filling with breath. Inhaling, we reach through the fingertips. And exhaling, reverse the cross, right arm under left. Give yourself a gentle hug, soften, breathe. Breath fills the back of the heart. Inhaling, we reach through the fingertips again. Exhale, float the arms down. Let's see, let's come back to all fours and inhale and extend into that right leg. Reach into the heel as you curl the toes under. The core is engaged. You're gazing to the earth just in front of the fingertips. And then you draw that right knee to the earth and inhale, extend into the left leg, curl the toes under, reach into that heel, breathe, soften. Exhaling, the left knee comes back down. Walk the hands forward, one hand print. Root into the foundation of the earth, as if you could slide the top of the mat away from you. The arms extend as you reach the hip creases back, curl the toes under, sorry, should have put that first. And you're in this extension from the pads of the fingers to the tip of the tailbone. Arms are in the shoulder sockets, so adjust. There's no tension in the neck or the jaw. And you're breathing into the length of the back body. And maybe this is where you'll stay. Maybe you'll exhale and gather the pit of the belly and inhale, lift the knees, reach the hip creases up and back and walk out your first downward dog. What do you notice? What do you feel? Maybe you choose to come back down to your knees, just allowing a lengthening by drawing the hip creases back. Or walking the hands forward. Same intention, same result of a lengthening through the back body. Being kind to your body and finding stillness in that downward dog or on hands and knees. Resting in the pose and the ease of the pose, using the breath to guide you. Gazing forward between the hands, maybe you're inhaling the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, the knee floats to the chest and walks between the hands. Maybe you're on your knee and you're stepping that right foot forward. Softening the shoulders away from the ears, maybe finding blocks. So you have some space, some room to extend the heart forward, to find space in the front body, to find length through the left side body, into the hip crease, right? Lunge with right knee bent. Soft shoulders, easy breath. How are you being in the pose? Maybe you're staying right here, rooting into the earth or the blocks beneath you so that you have a foundation to inhale. The heart lifts towards where the wall meets the ceiling. The right hip crease keeps reaching back and down. Maybe you exhale there and inhale, bring the arms up into cactus, finding a gaze and softening that gaze. Maybe you're backing out of that pose a little, right thigh parallel to the earth. Breathing into that opening, lengthening through the entire thoracic body, right up through the crown of the head. Inhaling there, exhaling, hands float to the heart center. Find the breath. Inhale, lift the heart into the thumbs. Exhale, floating the hands down to the blocks, books, the earth. Find the breath. Exhale, step that right knee back. Let that side go. If you were in tabletop when you stepped forward, find that pose. If you were in downward facing dog, find your foundation. Exhale, hip creases reach back. Inhaling, knees lift, legs straighten, hip creases reach up to where the wall meets the ceiling, soften. Maybe you inhale, that left leg lifts, and you exhale, draw the knee forward, step that leg forward between your hands, and soften that right knee down. Low lunge. Find the foundation that works for you, blocks 3 different levels. How's the breath? Soften. Find the peace. Allowing the breath to guide you, to soften where you need to find the space to move deeper. Rooting down and inhaling, the heart extends away from the belly, shoulders soften. Breathing into the right hip, drawing the left hip crease back and down towards the right heel. Take what you need, let go of the rest. Exhale there, stay there, or inhale up into your lunge. Cactus arms, just a suggestion. Find a gazing point ahead of you, soften. Breathe into the heart space. Breathe into that right hip crease. Rooting into the earth, lengthening out of the hips, not sinking into them. With your exhale, the hands float to the heart center. We inhale, lift the heart to the thumbs. Keep that length in the front body as you exhale. Come back down to the earth so that you can step that left knee back. Wag your tail, rock your hips, let that go. We'll take we're coming to the right side, low lunge again. Your choice from downward facing dog or all fours. We inhale, that right leg extends. We exhale, gather the belly, step that right foot forward, help it forward to come into your lunge. Find the right hip crease reaching back, soften there. Inhale, lengthen the heart away from the belly button. Soften the jaw. Exhaling, gather the belly, inhaling, coming up. Palms together at the heart center, rooting down to lengthen up. There's always some subtle movement, right? Allow for it. Inhale there. Exhale, heart turns towards the right knee. Still shoulders over hips, just a gentle twist, what you feel on the left side body. Maybe you exhale there, gather the belly. Inhale, let the left elbow come in the direction of the right knee. It never has to touch. Can you use the core to keep the length and support the gentle twist? The breath is smooth, the gaze is soft. Exhale there, root into that right foot. Inhale, float up into that lunge again, neutral spine. Nice. Exhale, hands float down to that foundation. Inhale there, soften. Exhale, step the right knee back. Let that go, wag it out, roll it out. What do you need? What do you notice? Use the breath to soften. Inhaling, the left leg extends, either in downward dog or tabletop. Exhaling, the knee hugs forward to help it forward the rest of the way to land between the hands. Settle into the pose with support, not sinking. There's integrity. So the legs are active, the core is active, the arms are active, but there's no efforting. The breath lets you know that you've found a place of peace, resting in the pose. Inhaling, sternum lengthens away from the belly button. Exhaling, belly hugs in and up. So we can inhale the hands to the heart center and bring the shoulders over the hips, and then find a place you can rest in the pose. Inhaling, heart lengthens. Exhaling, heart reaches towards the left. Shoulders are still over the hips. Legs are still active. Inhaling there. Exhaling, right elbow comes in the direction of the left knee. Long through the core body, open in the direction. Wherever you land, that's where you're meant to be. Wherever you find a peaceful, easy breath. How does it feel to be in a twisted body? And you use the breath to soften, inhaling, floating back into a neutral spine, long spine, exhaling, floating back to the foundation of the earth so that you can step that left knee back. And then finding cat and cow, hips circles, tail wags. What do you need to do to let go? Maybe something I haven't suggested. Is there efforting in the wrists, in the hands, in the jaw, in the shoulders? And then finding stillness and settling into your expression of child pose. 3 rounds of breath. Allowing the body to rest in stillness. Moving slowly, mindfully, with intention. Adjusting for your body at this moment. Noticing how it feels without judging it, but meeting it with the breath. Maybe in the stillness, the thoughts tug at you. You're aware of them. You let them float away. Gently drawing the focus back to the breath and allowing it to move into the back of the heart. Child pose. Because we can easily imagine a child with all its flexibility to be able to rest in this tight pose the way they rested or we rested in the womb. Can we see that in our minds without forcing our bodies to look like it? To just feel it and allow for our bodies to meet that shape in a way that's peaceful. One breath floating into the next. Aware of the exhale and allowing it to gather the belly in and up. To inhale and walk yourself back up onto all fours. And then to find yourself in your expression of downward facing dog, keeping the knees on the earth, walking the hands forward, or coming up slowly, mindfully with intention into extended downward dog with straight legs. Your body, your breath guides you into whatever you need today. Aware of the image without forcing your body to look exactly like that image. Of the intention of lengthening through the spine from the crown of the head to the tip of the tailbone. Of finding length through the side body under the arms without efforting into the shoulders. To find length maybe in the backs of the legs. And with your inhale, gazing forward so that you can step the right foot forward. Curl the toes under of the left foot, or step that left foot forward if you're in downward dog. To find yourself in half forward fold. With the feet hips distance, the shoulder blades hugging to the center of the back, or a deep opening across the collarbone. Palms of the hands resting on the thighs, the elbows towards the ceiling without efforting. Letting go of any kink in the back of the neck, gazing to the earth. With your exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine, maybe dropping the top of the head, maybe not. With your inhale, tailbone lifts, heart extends forward as you maybe lift your gaze. Exhaling into cat, inhaling into cow. And then finding stillness in a neutral spine. Exhaling there and inhaling all the way up to stand. Rolling through the shoulders. Inhaling shoulders to ears, exhaling, letting them soften. Inhale, shoulders to ears, exhale, softening. And then stepping to the top of your mat and rooting into your foundation, finding your Tadasana. Allowing the weight to shift over that right leg so that you can step, slide, walk that left foot back. Finding the foundation for your warrior. Safe, secure, supported. What do you need to do to be more peaceful in this foundation? And with your exhale, settling the hips towards the earth as maybe you bend into that right knee. Aware of the opening as you root that left heel to the earth and straighten into the back of the leg. We allow an opening in the front of the left hip, rooting into that right foot, drawing the right hip crease maybe back with your exhale. Inhale, lifting the ribs away from the hips, rooting down to lengthen up, softening through the shoulders, aware of the breath. Maybe we bring the palms together at the heart center, peacefully joined together, finding a gazing point and softening that gaze. Strong and gentle in our warrior. With your inhale, you lengthen. With your exhale, Gentle twist towards that right knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale, heart twist. Shoulders stay down the back. Palms together. Thumbs resting against the heart space. Breath guiding the heart in a gentle twist. The foundation keeping you safe, secure, and supported. Next time you inhale to center, find stillness there. Exhale, commit to that foundation. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward, pause there. Root down, keep the lane. You get to decide, are you staying here? Or would you like to allow the breath to guide you to a different shape? Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, belly gathers. Inhale, heart opens to the right as the left elbow moves towards the right knee. Maybe you're suspended here, breathing in, breathing out with a long spine. With an exhale, the right hip crease reaches back and in, keeping length through the right side body. Inhale, back to center and all the way up. Release the arms and step that left foot forward. Walk it out, let it go. Exhale, land in your Tadasana. Find that foundation again. Find the breath. Smooth it out. With the intention of moving peacefully, allowing the breath to guide us, and then to settle into that peace in the body and the pose. We allow the weight to shift over the left leg, so we can step that right leg back. The heel connects to the earth, and that right foot. We widen this foundation maybe. How do we feel safer? What would we need to do to feel safer? With your exhale, the hips settle towards the earth, and we find that opening in the right hip crease. And we breathe into that space, keeping length through the crown of the head as the ribs inhale out of the lower back. Maybe the palms float together to the heart center. Each side is different. Curious about what this side will bring. Aware of the breath as we inhale. And then exhale, allow the heart to float towards the left. Inhale back to center. Exhaling left. Shoulders come around for the ride. Hips stay rooted to the legs, rooted to the earth. Rooted through the foundation, strong legs. Lengthening out of the hips so the thoracic body can gently twist. Nice. The next time you exhale in that twist, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward. Keep reaching that left hip crease back, rooting into the right heel. With the intention of keeping a long spine, soft shoulders, open heart space. Maybe the right elbow is in the direction of the left knee. Inhale, keep reaching the heart into the thumbs. Exhale, draw that left hip crease back, gazing to the floor or up over the left shoulder, and then inhaling back up to center. Exhale, release the hands, step that back foot forward, walk it out, let it go. Exhale, land in your Tadasana. Sigh the breath out. Smooth it out. Guide it in, guide it out. Scan the body. Let go of gripping and tension. Not attaching to the thoughts. Not going into that story. Instead, focusing on the breath as it moves into the heart space. Breathing in, breathing out. Simple breath bringing us back into a peaceful body. As we soften into the fingers, they gently curl in. Softening into the shoulders, they slide down the back. As we root into that foundation, the legs become strong. As we inhale, the arms float out to the sides, they scoop up. And then exhale, bring it to the heart center, through the crown of the head to the base of the spine. And we inhale, floating the arms out, around, and up. And exhale, bringing it through the crown of the head to the heart center, settling into our foundation. One more time, inhaling out, around, and up. Exhaling. Nice. This time we will inhale up and exhale, hinge forward, softening the backs of the knees and resting in half forward fold. Inhaling there, maybe with your exhale, you have space to straighten into the knees a little space. Maybe you keep them right where they are. How do the back of the thighs feel? Is there tugging in the joints? Or is there sensation in the muscle? Are you judging? Are you allowing the breath to guide you? With your next exhale, maybe the body hinges a little closer to the earth. Stop when you feel a tug. Still a long spine. We inhale the sternum away from the belly button, keeping space through the front body, not collapsing. Shoulders slide away from the floor together on the back. So we can use the palms of the hands on the thighs as a foundation to draw the elbows to the ceiling, to slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, to keep a length through the front body, and only hinge from the hip creases as that angle gets smaller. Not losing the length of the front body, not rounding through the back body, not collapsing through the front body. Breathing in this fold to allow the lengthening through the back body from the heels to the crown of the head. With your next exhale, the belly gathers, the knees bend deeply so you can step one hand and then the other to a block to the earth, and then bring the knees down, move it around a bit, and float into child pose, or maybe downward facing dog. What is your body asking for? Child pose, downward facing dog, moving it around. Two more rounds of breath, finding your natural rhythm. Sighing it out if you need to with the exhale. Allowing the shoulders to droop here. Soften those muscles we were working. Let go of any efforting in the back of the neck or the jaw. With your next exhale, gather the belly, Inhale yourself up to sit onto the heels to allow the hips to come to one side and the legs to extend out in front of you. Come back to a comfortable, easy seat with your arms walking back and bring yourself to the top of your mat. Walking the feet the width of the mat, flexing the feet. Inhale, lift through the heart, root into the hands, and exhale, knees float to one side. Inhale to center, exhale, other side. Taking a twist, windshield wiper. So the shoulders stay relatively neutral, right? And we twist from the waist down, allowing gravity to act on the legs, and draw us into a twist. And maybe coming to stillness with both knees to one side. Breathing into that side body and softening, rooting down, lengthening up. Inhale, knees up to center. Exhale, other side. Maybe this side's a little different. Rooting into the arms, lengthening through the side body. Hip extends away from the armpit. Inhaling up to center. Walk the feet to hips distance, one hand and then the other comes in back of the thighs. Maybe roll out the wrists, let it go, shake it out. How are you doing? And then coming back into the sitting bones rooted to the earth. Inhaling, lengthening straight up through the crown of the head. Using the backs of the thighs as a foundation to draw the heart forward and up. Soft shoulders together on the back. Soften the gaze. Breathing in, breathing out. Aware of those muscles that wrap around the entire core body. That run from the base of the skull to the tip of the tailbone. Keeping us long, allowing the breath to move. Maybe we float to the top of the sacrum slowly, pausing with extended arms and using those muscles to keep us in that same long spine. Soft jaw, breath smooth, pit of the belly hugs in. Heart lengthens, ribs float. Maybe you extend the arms and open the palms to the ceiling. Maybe not today. Keeping that foundation, that extra help. Honor your body, soften, not dumping into the back body. Maybe with your exhale, you carve the belly out, roll down, come to the elbows or not. Roll to the side to allow the back to rest onto the earth. Keeping bent knees or extending the legs. And releasing into that support beneath you. Big breath in, sighing the breath out. Letting it go. Exhale, one knee and then the other floats to the chest, and you find movement or not. Nice, and then I'm coming to stillness and allowing the feet to float to the earth and extending that left leg straight out on the floor in front of you. The right arm extends out in T, and then you soften there with the palm up to the ceiling and the shoulder blade tucked underneath the heart. And the left hand comes to the right knee, keeping the shoulders resting. With your exhale, we draw that right knee over into a gentle twist, rolling on to the left hip, right? Rolling open into a twist. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, rolling onto the pinky toe side of the left foot, letting the right hip come to stack or in that direction of stacking over the left hip, moving in and out with your breath or resting in stillness, wherever, whatever feels right for you, so that you can find peace in the vinyasa or in the stillness. Maybe resting in the stillness of the twist, maybe resting with the right foot on the earth. Maybe you can have the image of the twist in your mind's eye without forcing the body to look exactly like that. But to be aware of the intention of the lengthening in the right side body and the breath filling that space. You can have that intention, bring the breath to fill the right side body without forcing the body to be in a twist. So how are you being in the twisted body? With your exhale, the belly gathers, and with your inhale, the knee floats up and the foot comes to the earth and the leg extends straight out in front of you. Pausing there to let that go. With your inhale, the left arm extends out in T, the palm facing up, the shoulder blade flat on the earth. Deep opening across the heart space, reaching, extending into the fingertips. The right hand comes to the left knee. And with your exhale, you allow the body to come into, float into a twist. Inhaling back to neutral. Exhaling, left hip floats in the direction of stacking over the right hip. Upper body rests on the earth. From the waist down, you float into a twist, moving in and out or resting in stillness. What do you need on this side? Maybe it's a little different. Rolling onto the pinky toe side of the right foot, resting on the right hip, allowing the left hip coming to the direction of stacking. Lengthening through the side body. Breath guides you. Aware of sensation, backing out of what doesn't feel good. Maybe resting in the stillness of the twist, the expression of a twist on this side, using the exhales to soften any efforting. And then inhaling to float into a neutral spine and extending that leg straight out in front of you. Taking a couple of rounds of breath here. And exhaling, drawing the knees in for a final hug. And then settling into Shavasana, or taking another pose that would complete your practice. Finding rest in the support of the earth beneath you. Knees bent or legs extended. Pillows under the back of the thighs or in back of the head if you need it. With the intention of having the forehead and the chin at the same level, so that there's length in the back of the neck with a natural curve, without efforting into the back of the neck. With the shoulder blades tucked under the center of the heart, the hips resting, the foundation of the sacrum, that fused part of the back body. The soles of the feet or the backs of the legs. Foundation that root you to the earth. Choosing stillness, resting in the rhythm of the breath. Following the breath from the tip of the nose through the inhale, watching as you exhale, the breath leaves the body out through the tip of the nose. The breath is soft and smooth. The body accepts the breath. With the intention of moving into a more peaceful state. Let go of some of the efforting and gripping in the body. The breath moves freely. We can keep or try to anchor ourselves with the breath. The thoughts become a little more settled. Letting go. Holding the thoughts like the air holds the weather. Because I live close to the water, I have the privilege of watching the weather. Storms gathering in dark clouds, winds sweeping the waves, sheets of rain, lightning strikes, and fog. The fog rolling in. 1 minute the sun is dancing on the still water. Not a cloud in the sky. And the next time I look up, there's a bank of fog rolling in. If I look out to the water, I see nothing but gray. But if I turn to look towards the land, with the backdrop of the green trees, I can see the fog dissipating, thinning out. I can watch the fog move horizontally from north to south and dissipate as it moves. I see the fog and I see the trees. I see the earth, and I'm aware of the sun that illuminates it all, or not. It's the absence of the light that blocks my clear vision. The dense fog prevents the light from allowing me to see. I expect this at night, and I have all kinds of artificial lights to keep me safe in the darkness. Spotlights and flashlights and headlights and solar lights. I'm prepared. But when there's an unexpected fog that rolls in during the day, I am unprepared. If I'm in a car, I immediately slow down, maybe continue, maybe even stop and pull over and wait it out. If I'm on the water and I'm in a larger boat, it has a navigation system. I still have to slow down, but I can move forward slowly. If I'm in a kayak, it's easy to become disoriented and confused. But if I stop and breathe, I let go of the fight or flight thoughts, and I settle into what I know. Breathing in, I feel the subtle movement of the moist air on my skin, north to south. Breathing out, I know the shore is to the south. Breathing in, I hear the gentle slap of the water against the shore, the roll of the small, shifting rocks. Breathing out, I move cautiously to avoid the large rocks that I know lie just below the surface. Breathing in, I reach the land. One intentional paddle after another, pausing along the way to breathe, listen, feel, moving forward in the knowing. What tools do we have to navigate the fog that life brings us into? Just as we pause to watch the weather, is there a wisdom in checking in with the heart that leads us to the land and the knowing? Foundation, the earth beneath us, the air that surrounds us. There's the earth that is always there to support us, and the vast sky above us, the breath that guides us, and the wise heart that lies between. Can we hold our thoughts the way the sky holds the weather? We have what we need. We are enough. I am enough. Slowly becoming aware of your body resting on the earth. Becoming aware of the space surrounding you. Slowly bringing your body back from stillness with small, gentle movements. Deepening your inhales and exhales. Becoming more awake and alert. With your inhale, extending through the fingertips. With your exhale, floating the arms to a comfortable position and stepping one foot and then the other softly onto the earth if they're not there already. Transitioning here. Ready to embrace the day ahead of you. Whatever the weather brings. Using your arm as a pillow, rolling over onto one side or the other. Deep breath to fill your wise heart. Moving into the morning with intention, with awareness, checking in with your wise heart. Resisting the urge to open your eyes, press into the earth and inhale yourself up into a peaceful, easy seat. And with your inhale, the arms extend. With your exhale, the palms float together to rest at the heart center. Aware of how the palms meet. Meeting life the way your palms meet. Gentle awareness. Resting in the knowledge of the kind, loving heart. And we lift our hearts and we bow our heads. And we close with the intention that our practice be continuous, that our hearts be steady, that our efforts be of benefit to all beings. May all beings be safe. May they be healthy. May all beings be happy. May they find their freedom. May they know peace. And may they walk through the world with ease. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. I hope you have a good day.